Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Rebecca Gardner, and welcome back to another episode of Read Along with Me. Sorry, my hair is bothering me. So for today's episode, we're gonna be reading 4 chapters. Last episode we read 5 chapters. Okay, you need to be quiet. Sorry, I was talking to my dog. She's being a whiny little puppy. Okay, anyways, and what happened last episode is that Melinda went to this basketball game at the last minute. Wait, actually, I read 3 chapters. I was lying. But anyways, what happened last few chapters is that Melinda went to this basketball game at the last minute, and then she went home and she couldn't sleep because she was just thinking about what had happened at the party the night that Melinda was there, which the party happened when she met this guy, and apparently the guy did something that scared her, and because of that she went and called the cops, and everybody is just pissed at her, and they don't talk to her anymore. And they don't talk to her ever. And it's kind of rough. And so then, the school board is just going on their tangent about the mascot, because it's just, yeah, it's just something about their cheer that is like making them like, I don't know. But yeah. So for today's episode, we're gonna read a part where Melinda finally makes consensus with Ivy, and so on. And it was spring break, and yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about it in the episode, but let's get reading. Spring is on the way. The winter rats. Rusty brown $700 cars that everyone with sense drives from November until April are rolling back into storage. The snow is melting for good, and the pretty baby shiny cars glitter in the senior parking lot. There are other signs of spring. Front lawns cough up the shovels and mittens that were gobbled by snow drifts in January. My mother moved the winter coats up to the attic. Dad's been mumbling about those storm windows, but hasn't taken them down. From the bus, I saw a farmer walking his field, waiting for the mud to tell him when to plant. April Fool's Day is when most seniors get their acceptance or rejection letters from college. Thumbs up or thumbs down. It's a sick piece of timing. Tensions are running high. Kids drink pink stomach medicine from the bottle. David Petrakis, my lab partner, is writing a database program to track who got in where. He wants to analyze which advanced placement classes the seniors took, their standardized test scores, extracurriculars, and GPAs to figure out what he needs to do to get into Harvard. I've been going to most of my classes. Good girl, Melly. Roll over, Melly. Sit, Melly. No one has patted me on the head, though. I passed an algebra test. I passed an English test. I passed a biology test. Well, hallelujah. It is all profoundly stupid. Maybe this is why kids join clubs, to give them something to think about during class. Andy Beast joined the International Club. And now Melinda calls Andy Beast. And we are not sure why, so yeah. I hadn't figured him for a deep interest in Greek cooking or French museums. Okay, you need to be quiet. He has abandoned the Martha table and hangs around onto Rachel and Greta and Grid and all the resident aliens. Rachel flutters her purple eyelashes at him like he's some kind of uber dude. You'd think she'd have more sense. Okay, you need to shut up. Easter came and went. Okay, you just have to deal with that. I'm really sorry. Easter came and went without much notice. I think it caught my mother by surprise. She doesn't like Easter because the date keeps shifting and it's not a big shopping holiday. When I was a kid, Mom used to hide colored eggs for me all over the house. The egg was inside a big basket of chocolate rabbits and yellow marshmallow chicks. Before my grandparents died, they would take me to church and I would wear stiff dresses with itchy lace. Oh. Guys, my puppy is crying and it's her bedtime and she does not want to be in her kennel. This year we celebrated by eating lamb chops. I made hard-boiled eggs for lunch and drew little faces on them with the black pen. Dad complained about how much yard work has to be done. Mom didn't say much. I said less. In heaven, my grandparents frowned. I sort of wished we had gone to church. Some of the Easter songs are pretty. Oh, puppy. It is the last day of spring break. My house is shrinking and I feel like Alice in Wonderland, afraid that my head might burst through the roof. I head for the mall. I have $10 in my pocket. What to spend it on? French fries, $10 worth of French fries. Ultimate fantasy. If Alice in Wonderland were written today, I'd bet she'd have a supersized order of fries that said, "Eat me," instead of a small cake. On the other hand, we're rushing toward summer, which means shorts and t-shirts, maybe even a bathing suit now and then. I walk past the deep fat fryers. Now that spring is past, the fall fashions are in the store windows. I keep waiting for the year when fashions catch up to the seasons. A couple of stores have performance artists hanging at the front door. One guy keeps flying a stupid loop-the-loop airplane. The plastic-faced woman keeps tying and retying a shawl. No, now it's a shirt. Now it's a halter top. Now it's a headscarf. People avoid looking at her, as if they aren't sure if they should applaud or tip her. I feel bad for her. I wonder what her grades were in high school. I want to give her a tip, only it would be rude to ask if she has change for a 10. I ride the escalator down to the central fountain, where today's entertainment is face painting. The line is long and long and loud. 6-year-olds and their mothers. A little girl walks past me. She's a tiger. She's crying about ice cream and she wipes her tears. Her tiger paint smears and her mom yells at her. What is you? I turn. Ivy is sitting on the edge of the fountain, a giant sketchbook balanced on her knees. She nods toward the line of the whiners and the face painters furiously coloring stripes, spots, and whiskers. I feel bad for them, I say. What are you doing? Ivy moves so I can sit next to her and hands me the sketchbook. She is drawing the kids' faces. Half of each face is plain and sad. The other half is plastered with thick clown makeup that is fake happy. She hasn't painted any tigers or leopards. The last time I was here, they were doing clown faces. No such luck today, Ivy explains. Looks good enough, I say. It's kind of spooky, not creepy, but unexpected. I hand back the sketchbook. Ivy pokes her pencil into her bun. Good. That's what I'm trying for. That turkey bone thing you did was creepy too. Creepy in a good way. Good creepy. It's been months and I'm still thinking about it. What am I supposed to say now? I bite my lip, then release it. I pull a roll of lifesavers from my pocket. Want a piece? She takes one. I take 3, and we suck in silence for a moment. How's the tree coming? She asks. I groan. Stinks. It was a mistake. It was a mistake to sign up for art. I just couldn't see myself taking wood shop. You're better than you think you are, Ivy says. She opens an empty page in the sketchbook. I don't know why you keep using a linoleum block. If I were you, I'd just let it out. Draw. Here, try a tree. We sit there, trading pencils. I draw a trunk. Ivy adds a branch. I extend the branch, but it is too long and spiny. I start to erase it, but Ivy stops me. It's fine the way it is. It just needs some leaves. Layer the leaves and make them slightly different sizes and it will look great. You have a great start here. She's right. And now the puppy is not a whiny little puppy anymore. The last unit of the year in biology is genetics. It's impossible to listen to Miss Kane. Her voice sounds like a cold engine that won't turn over. The lecture starts with some priest named Greg who studied vegetables and ends up with an argument about blue eyes. I think I missed something. How did we leap from veggies to eye color? I'll copy David's notes. I flip ahead in the textbook. There's an interesting chapter about acid rain. Nothing about sex. We aren't scheduled to learn about that until 11th grade. David draws a chart in his notebook. I snap a penciled point and walk to the front of the room to sharpen it. I figured the walk will do me good. Miss Kane sputters on. We get half our genes from our mother and half from our father. I thought my genes came from efforts. Haha, biology joke. Mom says I take after Dad's side of the family. They're mostly cops and insurance salesmen who bet on football games and smoke disgusting cigars. Dad says I take after Mom's side of the family. They're farmers who grow rocks and poison ivy. I don't say much. Visit dentist or read. When I was a little kid, I used to pretend I was a princess who had been adopted when my kingdom was overrun by bad guys. Any day my real parents, Mr. King and Mrs. Queen, would send the royal limo to pick me up, um, I just, I just about, I just about had a 7-year-old heart attack when my dad took a limo to the airport the first time. I thought that they had really come to take me away, and I didn't want to go. Dad took taxis after that. Dad took taxis after that. I look out the window. No limos, no chariots, no carriages. Now, when I really want to leave, no one will give me a ride. I sketch a willow tree dripping into the water. I won't show it to Mr. Freeman. This one is for my closet. I've been taping some of my drawings on the walls. Any more classes as boring as this one, and I'll be ready to move back in there full time. My leaves are good, natural. The trick is to make them different sizes and then crowd them one on top of another. Ivy was right. Miss Kane writes dominant recessive on the board. I look at David's notes. He's drawing a family tree. David got his hair gene from his dad and his eye gene from his mom. I draw a family tree, a family stump. There aren't that many of us. I can barely remember their names. Uncle Jim, Uncle Thomas, Aunt Mary, Aunt Kathy. There's another aunt. She's very recessive. She recessed herself all the way to Peru. I think I have her eyes. I got my I don't want to know about it gene from my dad, and my I'll think about it tomorrow gene for my mom. Miss Kane says we'll have a quiz the next day. I wish I had paid attention during class. I wish I were adopted. I wish David would quit sighing when I asked to copy his notes. 10 more lies they tell you in high school. You will use algebra in your adult lives. Driving to school is a privilege that can be taken away. Students must stay on campus for lunch. The new textbooks will arrive any day now. Colleges care about more than your SAT scores. We are enforcing the dress code. We will figure out how to turn off the heat soon. Our bus drivers are highly trained professionals. There's nothing wrong with summer school. We want to hear what you have to say. Rachel has lost her mind. She has flipped. She went to the movies with Andy Beast and her exchange friends, and now she follows after him, panting like a pecan freeze. Sorry, if I butcher that, I'm really sorry. He wears her Buddy Greta and Grid draped around his neck like a white scarf. When he spits, I bet Rachel catches it in a cup and saves it. Rachel and some other twit natter about the movie date before Mr. Stepman starts class. I want to puke. Rachel is just Andy this and Andy that. Could she be more obvious? I close my ears to her stupid asthmatic laugh and work on the homework that was due yesterday. It was usually easy to do homework in class because Mr. Stepman's voice creates a gentle white noise sound barrier. I can't do it today. I can't escape the arguments circling my head. Why worry about Rachel? He'll hurt her. Had she has she done a single decent thing for me the whole year? She was my best friend through middle school. That counts for something. No, she's a witch and a traitor. She didn't see what happened. Let her lust after the beast. I hope I hope he breaks her heart. What if he breaks something else? When class is over, I slide into the middle of the pack, pushing out the door before Mr. Stepman can bust me for the homework. Rachel shoves past me to where Greta, Ingrid, and a short kid from Belgium are waiting. I tell them, always keeping two bodies between us like the detectives on television. They're on their way to the foreign language wing. That's no surprise. The foreign kids are always there, like they need to breathe air scented with their native language a couple times a day, or they'll choke to death on too much American. Andy Beast swoops over their heads, folds his wings, and sets himself between the girls that as they start up the stairs. He tries to kiss Greta Ingrid's cheek, but she turns away. He kisses Rachel's cheek, and she giggles. He does not kiss the cheek of the short Belgian. The Belgian and the Swede wave ciao at the office of the foreign language department. Rumor has it that there is an espresso marker. The friendly momentum keeps Rachel and Andy walking all the way to the end of the hall. I face a corner and pretend to study algebra. I figure that's enough to make me unrecognizable. They sit on the floor, Rachel in a full lotus. Andy steals Rachel's notebook. She whines like a baby and throws herself across his lap to get it back. I shiver with goosebumps. He tosses the notebook from one hand to the other, always keeping it just out of reach. Then he says something to her. I can't hear it. The hall sounds like a packed football stadium. His lips move poison and she smiles, and then she kisses him wet. Not a Girl Scout kiss. He gives her the notebook. His lips move. Lava spills out my ears. She is not any part of a pretend Rachel chick. I can only see third grade Rachel who liked barbecue chips and who braided pink embroidery thread into my hair that I wore for months until my mom made me cut it out. I rest my forehead against the prickly stucco. So we see that that Melinda and Ivy were making consensus with each other, and Ivy helps her out with her tree by telling her to just draw and let it out. And Melinda is eventually getting the hang of it because of Ivy. So yeah, and then we also see that Rachel is starting to date Andy, and that really concerns Melinda, because she just doesn't want Andy to do the same thing that he has done to Melinda. Well, oh shoot! Juice spilled. I am so sorry, you guys. Okay. But let's just say Melinda does not want Rachel to be hurt by this guy, okay? I forgot that there are people, there are some of you who haven't read this book before. So yeah, I hope you guys don't get mad at me. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed the series. If you do, give it a thumbs up and leave your request in the comments below. And yeah, and subscribe to my channel and click on the bell so that you guys would get notified when new episodes are coming out. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Remember to stay happy, stay safe, and stay cool. And I am off to the moon, and I will be back soon.